right, well, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Mike Brenner. My name is Peter Loshak. We are the Odds Couple. We come to you from sportsbookreview.com. Yes. Hashtag AskSBR. And this is the NBA Odds Couple show for the games of Saturday, February 11th. Of course, Mike Brenner takes a look at the early openers on Friday afternoon and gives his opinions and free picks with some of the lines that are already out. We've got about 7 or 8 games tomorrow, all except for 2 have opening lines. And for college, you also do it usually for college, except there are literally no opening lines now.
And I wonder why that is, Pete, because usually every week there's lines at this time. With your experience, is that because
I think they're probably getting a little bit more cautious, a little bit more scared. I mean, as the season goes on,
they're scared.
Yeah, as the season goes on, more and more handicappers have a good read on these teams, and so they can hit some early opening lines that are off, and that can add up. I mean, if you release 100 college basketball lines early, and there's a whole mass of people who have a good edge on those lines, they can hitting this one, hitting this one, hitting that one.
Bam!
You can be behind the 8 ball.
They might be feeling the hurt right now. Plus, you got conference tournaments around the corner.
So
but do me a favor, guys. Please stay tuned for the tweets because I already have what games I have an interest in. But when I find out that line, I am going to be tweeting out my plays, and I guarantee you, Pistol Pete's going to go on another run. 5 out of 6, D. 5 out of 6 second half tweets last night. I'm going to keep bringing it up.
What also it can be is that a lot of these guys, they get early recommendations from various consultants in Las Vegas, and sometimes those guys are like, "Listen, we need another couple hours. Sorry, we can't give you a recommendation." And then they're like, "All right, we'll hold off." That's how it goes. They've got their, like I once asked a guy at Chris about it, and he was like, "We have our consultants that are in Vegas and outside of our operation. Then we have our in-house consultants, and then we combine it and decide what to release." So there's actually a lot that goes into those opening lines.
People think they just some guy just thinks up that line, throws it out there. No, there's a lot behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But what's most important is behind the scenes how you get that edge. And Pistol Pete, you bring Vegas to the viewers. I love it.
All right, okay. Well, we got NBA games tomorrow. Let's see. Just glancing over it. Cleveland and Denver. Cleveland and Denver. Wow, both on a back. Or no, Denver's on a back-to-back. Yeah. Cleveland is not on a back-to-back.
And Mundai or whatever. What's his name is out also, and Gallinari is questionable. So this team's a little banged up.
And then of course we got the big game you were looking forward to for a few days. Golden State at OKC. The early opening line was 7. Now it's down to 6.5. OKC, a pretty significant home underdog there. Yeah. Then you got Phoenix at Houston, as again, Houston's a team that we lost with them on the first half, but cashed on the full game. Minus 13.5 at home against Phoenix.
Yeah, and that's a big number. And you know what? Our Twitter followers, our teammates, these guys are sharp because Pete, we talk about it. We learn from any angle that we know is beneficial. We feel anyway in what we do. These guys are sharp. They're out there like, hey, Brenner, and again, I just want your opinion. Eric Gordon's out. It was just confirmed. Does that change? You know what? Little things like that make all the difference. And without Gordon last night, it did make a difference because Corey Brewer got into foul trouble and they got out of their routine. They got out of sync. They picked it up in the second half. But guys, don't ever stop asking those questions because they're absolutely good ones.
All right, and we got then we got Indiana and Milwaukee both playing on a back-to-back. That's an interesting one. And so a lot of interesting stuff here. Phoenix is again the big underdog at Houston, and they're going to be on a back-to-back. Houston's going to be rested. So a lot of situations there. All right, Mike Brenner, you've broken down this card. What do you like?
Yeah, I do. I really do like this, Pete. And I'm going to start out with one we didn't talk about. Well, maybe there's no line, but I'm still – Clippers are on a full game.
There is a line. It's at Charlotte, and it's Charlotte minus 2 or 2.5.
Absolutely. Please give me the Clippers on that full game because we don't need a point. We don't need a point. This team really found. No, Pete, I'm telling you, the other night, that overtime win, albeit against New York, that was a Carmelo Anthony that had no quit in him that night. They played a hell of a game. They pulled through on the road, built that resolve. They're just waiting for CP3 to come back, which is another month away. But Blake Griffin is feeling really good. And, we can't forget that surrounding cast because when Redick gets hot, DeAndre Jordan is still one of the best underneath. All right, they're going to outman this team. They're going to beat this team. And Charlotte just proved they're just not ready for consistency right now, Pete. And when a big team like this comes and everyone thinks automatically, I think even some of the NBA players and other teams, CP3's out, that team's had rough times, we'll get by this. Now, bullshit, they're going to bring it. Full game, baby, pull that trigger.
It is 2 or 2.5, so we can give you the Greek and the Chris books have 2.5 minus 110.
And what are your thoughts on that?
Makes sense to me. I haven't looked at that game, but
they were a big casher for me the other night on my power pick.
Yes,
in
the Clippers
that game.
were.
Yeah,
Clippers, and also
get a good feel.
The Houston game turned out to be dead on. I mean, they cashed the full game game -4 easily. So
sure did.
you had a good read on fading Charlotte there for sure.
Sure
All right,
did.
what
Well,
else
that's
do you
that
like,
one?
Brenner?
And then now we got my other one's going to be the Rockets, and it's going to be on the first half, Pistol Pete, and we're going to probably give the Pinnacle line.
Okay,
all right?
so that'll be might even be 7.5.
It might be 8. It might be 8,
yeah.
and I'm okay with it. You said the key word. Phoenix is on a back-to-back. Houston is rested. All right. Report I got is Gordon will definitely be playing. So with Gordon coming back, Ryan Anderson, okay, this team's going to be ready. They love to do it early and often at home, so we're going to go with the best shop line when it comes out. Who's going to be a bookmaker?
Sure, pick a Pinnacle opener. If you think it's going to get bet up, probably take the bookmaker
I'm
opener.
going to take the bookmaker
you think
opener.
It's going to get bet up? Yeah, it might.
I really do. Because after tonight, Phoenix is liable to, who knows? Well, that team's
who knows?
a freaking mess.
Who the hell knows?
So I'm going to go first half with the Rockets there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then no play on the Golden State game. That's probably.
I guess what I do have a call on, though. I got a
Okay.
call on them Cavaliers, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Denver is literally starting to look like an IR, an ICU unit. These guys are getting banged up, beat up left and right. All right. Cleveland, I'm just telling you, as long as there's somebody healthy there, and they're going to bring it. They're going to get this thing done. They're going to beat this team down. What's the best shop line full game?
Full game. It's
Full
12.5. Is that too much for you, Mike Brenner?
No, not at all. No, not at all. This is going to be a 17, 18 point win.
Okay.
They need it. They need a convincing win. And they need it for themselves, Pete. They need it for themselves, seriously.
Well, 12.5 plus 100 is a Pinnacle line right now.
12.5. I love it. I love it. And then I'm going to wrap it up with a 3-team teaser.
All right.
Okay? Clippers.
Okay, so that'll put you at, we're using Bet Online, so that'll put you at +8.
God, I love that.
Okay.
Golden State.
All right, that'll put you at -0.5.
I love that.
Right.
And the Cleveland Cavaliers,
Okay,
Pistol.
that'll put you at -6.5.
Yeah, I really like this
Yeah.
direction. I feel this is a really, really tight call. I think it's sharp, and I feel good. Pete, and again, sometimes I know when I'm getting in that zone.
Yeah,
This may go south, guys. And for the haters, if it does beat me up, I love it. But the bottom line is sometimes I just feel it, man.
Yeah, sure. And it's interesting. I think it's probably a wise decision, but you're staying off the Golden State OKC. Yeah. You've got to see what happens tonight first.
Got to see. A lot of stuff going on. But, man, I just love what we do.
All right. Yes, absolutely. Especially love it when you start to get hot.
Imagine the Super Bowl. You imagine you getting that huddle with New England, right? Seriously, because I watched the video today when Julian Edelman didn't know if the game was. He was kicking photographers. Everybody, get the fuck off the field. It ain't over. Did they review it? And finally, Belichick turns around and hugs him. He goes, it ain't over. And Belichick goes, yes, it is. They just reviewed it, son. I'm not kidding. I watched it. But they showed a huddle and the excitement and the way these guys have each other's back. So I'm saying that for this, Pete, an analogy. We have that same team behind us.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes.
And it keeps getting bigger and bigger. We got room. As Bill Morgan said, by God, we don't need a car anymore. We need a bus. Well, pretty soon we're going to need tour buses, Bill. I love it, Pete.
That sounds great, Mike
Making
Brenner. I
waves.
love it. You're feeling obviously very good about your
My girls are coming home. My little girl, they got a 4 to 6-year-old. Most precious things in my life. Been away for 36 days vacationing in Colombia, and they're coming home to Daddy tonight. I can't wait, buddy.
Awesome. Good for you, Mike Brenner. And I will be handicapping the hell out of the college basketball card for tomorrow, but the lines aren't out, so we're not going to do a Friday late afternoon.
But we will be tweeting.
We will be tweeting.
Trust me, guys, that's a sharp tool, so stay tuned and do us a favor. Tell your friends to tune into the Odds Couple because we're coming to you.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts. Shop for lines at sbrodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.